I love you because you understand it. Every single thing I try to do, you're always there to lend a helping handy. I love you most of all because you're you. No matter what the world may say about me, I know your love will always see me through. I love you for the way you never doubt me. I love you most of all because you're you. I love you because my heart is lighter every time I'm walking by your side. I love you because my future's brighter. The door to happiness you open wide. No matter what the world may say about me, I know your love will always see me through. See me through. I love you for 100,000 reasons, but most of all, I love you 'cause you're you.
Good afternoon. This is your host, Kathleen O'Neill, inviting you to 2 hours of Detroit Irish music, news, and announcements on 𝐾Radio broadcasting.com. It's CRBradio.com. I'm here with my friend Bruce Smith. We're thrilled to be here, thrilled to be doing these live broadcasts and welcoming all to come on down to the Gaelic League Irish American Club in Corktown as we air this show on Sundays from 1 to 3. Today we have Carrie Shivers in the house, and it looks like we even have Tim Fix. I don't know if they're expecting a big crowd or what's happening, but we'll find out in due time. Just keep in mind that you can listen to this program as it broadcasts by going to the Gaelic League of Detroit.org website to the radio page. There's a link that you can just click on, and it'll take you to CRBradio.com. And we're in Studio 2. Or you can listen later on Detroit Irish Radio Facebook page. And keep in mind, we still have a few listeners that are having difficulty finding out how to connect. And if you're able, if that's one of your family members or friends, a neighbor, a member of one of the organizations, lend a hand and let them know that they too can listen at their convenience. Well, we started with Larry Cunningham with I Love You Because, and today's show we mentioned last week would be about love. We are starting a new month, the month of April, and we could all use some love. Last week we ended with let's give peace a chance, and certainly peace comes with everyone caring and loving each other. So songs today are going to be in that theme. We are going to go off with Frances Black. Right now, I was going to save her till the end to try love, but heck, let's start the show with Let's Try Love with Frances Black singing, and then followed up with the Chieftains, Give Me Your Hand, or Turtle in Love, or Law. We'll play those two selections now.
Everybody's got a thing to say about the way the world goes round today. Tired of living with such hurt and pain. The eyes of God are crying acid rain. We've seen the future and it's so unsure. We've found a cause but we can't find a cure. And if we hesitate, it might just be too late. There's only one thing left that we can do. Try love. It's not a matter of a piece of land. If you're my brother, well then take my hand. Try love. We'll build a place where we can all be free. Talking love. It's just the way the world, it's just the way the world should be. Everybody sees a better day when all the weapons will be pulled away, and all the wars that caused us such despair will be replaced by bridges everywhere. We'll light the sky with hope from far and near. We'll send a peaceful message loud and clear. And as our legacy, our children will be free, living together cause we thought them to. It's not a matter of a piece of land. Talking love. If you're my sister, well then take a stand. We'll build a place where we can all be free. Don't turn and walk away. Let's try and talk today. It's not a question of who's wrong or right. People are people, yellow, black or white. Look with your heart and you can surely see. If we communicate, we can unlock the gate of love. It's not a matter of a piece of land. If you're my sister, well then take a stand. We'll build a place where we can all be free.
right. So a little bit of love. And we're going to start out with someone that brings us a lot of love and joy every time he calls in, and that's Pádraig Egan with the GAA news and other bits and pieces and some selections of songs. How are you doing today, Pádraig?
Yeah, great, Kathleen. Always a privilege to get the chance to get on the show and give some Gaelic football news and any other news that I related to Gaelic games. I don't know if I should tell you this or not, but you know, your show, you've been on the radio since the presidency of Bill Clinton.
Oh dear, that sounds like so long ago. How many presidents have we had since then?
You've been giving us great service, and we're looking forward to the big night, the 25th anniversary night in May.
Right, it's May 7th.
But anyhow. So Kathleen, I'll start off with some local news today. The Wolf Tones, that's the Wolf Tones adult football team, will be starting playing. Well, they're training. They started training like in the last week or so, and the first events will be. We're going to have a seven-a-side tournament down in Cleveland on May 21st, and then, of course, I think the regular season will start here in Detroit on June 1st. Anyone interested in joining the team or learning how to play the game, or of course, people who would like to go out and see the games, the best way is the Wolf Tones Facebook page, and I think they're going to have some more updated information there as the weeks go by. That's the adult team. Then the Detroit Harps, and the Harps, of course, are the youth team, youth players. That's roughly between 6 years of age and 17 years of age. They're also going to have a youth football and hurling program this year. That's going to be starting in May also. And again, the Harps Facebook page is a good place to go. And they're going to have some updated posts on there. Garrett O'Donoghue and Mike Brennan are always at the forefront. I know they got some good help from other people as well. So good news is that we're going to have a lot of activity here this summer. I'm not actively involved, but if anyone, I'm just going to give you my phone number too. If anyone has any questions in any of these, they can also give me a call, and I'll give them, the websites or any other information. So my direct number is 313-318-0885.
Very good. And you say you're not active, but you are. You're the biggest
promoter
of it all.
I don't have I'm not an officer, shall we say. But just, hey, we're all in. It really doesn't matter. We're all out to just promote the games for the young people and support the teams, any way we can. And had a very good year last year, and by what I hear, we're going to have actually a terrific team this year. I'm talking about both, but especially the older, the Wolf Tones. I think they're going to have a very good team. So a little bit of time to go, but that's the information that's out there at the present time. In Ireland, the league campaign came to an end today, and that's the league campaign started about 10-12 weeks ago. It's in a divisional. It's played off in divisions, and some of the division finals were played yesterday and today, and actually the Division 1 final has just ended before your show. Yesterday in Division 4, Cavan became, I should go back, hurling, the hurling champions hurling league champions are Waterford. In football, Division 4 champions is Cavan, Division 3 champions was Louth, Division 2 champions was Roscommon, and in Division 1, as I said just a short time ago, just as before we came on, before your show started, Mayo played Kerry, and always, of course, going to be a great rivalry. Mayo this year once again are playing well and desperately want some silverware and show that they're All-Ireland Championship material. Kerry also had something to prove. The last one in All-Ireland in 2014, which in Kerry years is like a long time ago. And if you're able, Kathleen, we have just a minute clip. It's from the start of the game, which was just like 2 hours ago.
Okay, well, let's listen to that now, and then we'll find out what the results are. You're leaving us in suspense, Pork. This is beginning the show, or the game.
Yeah, I can't hear you that well, Kathleen, but sorry, did you say you're going to play the clip now?
Yes, we're going to play it now.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
That's the plan.
It's not playing. Funny.
Well.
He doesn't want to play. Hold on.
Kathleen, that's
Wait,
fine. We
no.
can go back to it.
We're going to try one more thing here and see if we can get it, and if not, you may hear this clip later in the program. It looks like it's trying to play, but we're not getting any sounders. Why is that?
It's not, is it? It's playing, but nothing's happening, yeah.
I don't know. All right.
Well, I'll work on that and see if we can get it up later.
Yeah, we might have to play
Sure
this
thing.
later. So
Well,
so you're going to
suppose
have to. It's a spoiler alert, right?
Well, it turned out Kerry started off again, and the clip I was playing was actually from the first few minutes of the game. It was the Kerry commentators, who were actually exciting commentators, also very knowledgeable commentators. They really know the game, and typically not that biased. They look at the game and they describe it as they see it. But it turned out that Kerry started off the game very strong and continued the game very strong, and in the end actually won it very comprehensively. So I think they've laid a marker down.
Jason Doherty trying to hit his inside line first thing. That's good work there by Jason Foley out in front of his marker.
The final score was something like 3 goals and 19 points for Kerry to about maybe 13 points for Mayo. So a huge win for Kerry. So that's the end of the league football, and now we turn our attention to the championship. Will be starting in 2 weeks' time, and that's when the real excitement is going to start.
Okay, and you know what? As you talk about excitement, it appears that we do have that clip ready to play now, if you want to,
okay,
because that was an exciting start to what ended for some folks an exciting ending. Let's take a listen now.
Here on the third side, Solos give that ball back to 𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬, who plays inside his own half to Jack Barry. A left-footed pass back into a centre-back position, and the man there to pick it up is Graham O'Sullivan. Puts the ball up, looking for Paddy Clifford. That'll break. Stephen O'Brien almost got it, but didn't he? Rebounded to Jason Doherty. Jason Doherty trying to hit his inside line first thing. That's good work there by Jason Foley out in front of his marker. Now that ball is rebounded from Jason Foley to Dara Moynihan. Referee says advantage to Dara Moynihan. Well, they were trying to take his jersey home to Claire Morris. That ball is put inside. That's well won inside by Paul Geaney. He gets on with it straight away. Puts that ball in, looking for his inside man, and that's David Clifford trying to shake off the tackle of Pádraig O'Hora. Kicks it high. Does he put it over the bar? Yes, it does. An excellent score from Clifford. Good work by Geaney on the build-up into the canal end. 2 minutes to play here. It's Kerry a point, Mayo a point.
Absolutely. 2 men for forward line. Paul Geaney and David Clifford. Stephen O'Brien has moved out, as indeed we expect him to follow it along Kerry half forward line. They're playing 4 across there, but you'd have to say to him, that was great thinking by Paul Geaney. The kick was on maybe 40 yards out, but instead Paul spotted David on the first time ball. David took his man on O'Hora. First blood to David. Great score for the captain of our side and the first man, but the stat Kerry needed.
Absolutely, Jordan.
All right. So, did you get to hear it, Pork?
Yeah, Kathleen, that was great.
Yeah, okay.
That was very, very good.
Good.
So
It
that's
was very
what we
good.
can be looking forward to as the year goes on. So, as I was saying, championship is starting in 2 weeks' time, and actually I'll be calling you from New York with the help of God in 2 weeks. Sligo are playing New York, so that'll be one of the first games played, and I'm calling you from the Bronx. So, anyhow, that's it for Gaelic football for today.
Before you go on to your other bits of news, this game in New York, you have a real interest in this game, don't you? And can you tell us what teams you're really going to be seeing and who you're rooting for, or do we not want to say who we're rooting for?
Oh yeah, no, it's Sligo versus New York.
Okay.
In case people are wondering what's New York, what's Sligo doing in New York, what's New York playing in the Irish Championship. Well, back in at the beginning of the millennium, 2000, it was decided that to include New York in the All-Ireland Championship. And there was such great progress made in football out here that they felt it would be good to have the North American team involved. So they were included in the Connacht province. And so each year since then, a team have come out from Connacht, of course, Sligo, Mayo, Leitrim, Roscommon, and Galway have come out each year. So once every 5 years, one of those teams come out, and this year it's Sligo's turn. And unfortunately for New York, they haven't won one of those games. They've come very, very close a number of times, but haven't actually won one. So that's the reason we're going. We were originally down there in 2002, and then 2007, 2012, 2016, and now 2022. So it should be an exciting time, and it's also, of course, a great time for people from the Sligo background to get together, but actually all GAA fans. And for anybody who might be interested, and you really don't have to be from Sligo, it's the only All-Ireland Championship game that will be played on American soil this year. And in fact, of any of the years, this is the only All-Ireland Championship game that's played on American soil. And this is the first time. There was no game last year, of course, with the pandemic, or the year before. So kind of a bit of renewed interest this year that the All-Ireland Championship is being played in Woodlawn, actually in the Bronx, in Gaelic Park.
Well, that sounds so exciting, and we wish you safe travels and hopefully a great win. Keep that record going with New York not winning.
Yes,
Let Sligo win.
That would be important. Yes, actually, yeah. If you don't hear from me from New York, that's probably the reason that they didn't win. But of course, just joking. So, got a little bit of music. I thought maybe a song from Maura O'Connell. Maura O'Connell was born in County Clare. She's a leading folk singer in Ireland during the 1980s before moving to Nashville. And she recorded actually with some of the big names in country music and other music in Nashville. The song I picked is called The Irish Molly. It was recorded in 1983 with 𝙬𝙬𝙬, and it goes out to a very special lady who's on your prayer list, and that's Bridget Murray. So, song for Bridget Murray, Irish Molly, and of course Bridget is my sister-in-law as well.
Well, we wish Bridget all the best. Hope this cheers her up, and she knows that she's loved, and that's what this show is about today. Well, every Sunday, but extra special, one of her favorites. Thanks for selecting that for us, Pork. And any news, or is that it? We're gonna sign off
Kathy,
now.
that's good. No, I'd be happy to hang up and listen to a good song. And
all right. All right. Have a good week.
Yeah, back to you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
All right. God bless. Yep. And safe travels. All right.
Molly dear, and did you hear the news that's going round? Down in the corner of my heart, love is what you found. And every time I gaze into your Irish eyes of blue, they seem to whisper, darling boy, my love is all for you. Oh, Molly.
want to make mention, and we did say we were on K Radio, CRBradio.com, and we're in Studio 2 on Sundays, but there is other Irish programs from Friday through Monday that are on this same venue. And then we have Bobby Brooks on Friday night with Falcha from 4 to 7 p.m. on Studio 2. Emerald Isle Express is on Saturdays from 1 to 4 with Matt O'Donnell on Studio 2. The Rebel Rooster was this morning from 10 to noon with Johnny Costello on Studio 1. Myself from 1 to 3 with the help of my friend Bruce Smith. We're on Studio 2. And then tomorrow, the one that helped it all come about is our good friend Patrick Johnson with the Irish Music Cafe from 4 to 6 p.m. on Studio 1. So tune in on the weekend and enjoy some great Irish music. And talking about tuning in, I want to give a shout out to a few folks that tuned in last week, and would like to make mention and thank them, and hopefully they're tuned in again this week and letting other people know how they too can be connected to Detroit Irish Radio every Sunday. That includes Valerie Ratliff, Stephen Maloney, Mark Hurley, Leonardo Apolloni, and Kevin Murphy. And a big shout out to our good friend Endon Riley and his wife Anne Marie. He just finished up a live music session before this program and is releasing a new album soon titled Whisperings. Can't wait to hear this new album for Endon Riley, who is such a talented man, and we're very grateful to have him living in the Detroit area. That's coming out on May 27th, so you'll be hearing more about that, and have already heard from Stacy in Illinois. She has tuned in every week and is sharing our link. Has 17 times with the United States, Ireland, and Canada. So a big hello, Stacy. Skin on door, and thank you for sharing. And our good friend Brenda McNulty has already checked in Donegal. This is exciting to be able to know that you're out there, you're listening, and certainly there's ways you can connect with us with Detroit Irish Radio at gmail.com, the Detroit Irish Radio Facebook Messenger page, and also call-ins. And we do already have another call-in, and that is our good friend Kathleen Partika calling in. How are you today?
Hi, Kathleen. I'm good. I'm on my way to go see the Belfast movie, so I'm excited about that. I just wanted to call in to let people know, your radio listeners know, that we have theater coming to the Gaelic League. The Irish Cultural Forum's putting on a wonderful theater production. It's called Aaron and M. It means bread and butter. Mansion Megan is going to be the one-man play, and he's going to draw us all into how he's going to show us how to make sourdough bread, and also we're going to churn our own butter. So it's going to be kind of a foodie Irish language thing going on there. So it's going to be very great, interactive, and very delighted to be able to have that at the Gaelic League. It's on Thursday, April 21st at 7 p.m. And you can get tickets either through Aaron Keem or myself. I don't have Aaron's number on me right now, but I have mine. My phone number is 586-254-3541. And we are just so excited about this theater coming to the Gaelic League.
Well, it sounds exciting, and like you say, it's not only for those that enjoy baking or eating, but for our people that would like to see more of the Irish language being spoken in and around Detroit, and an opportunity to have a demonstration from a fellow from Ireland doing just that is just amazing. So tickets are available As you mentioned, you have them, and Erin Keem, and I do have her number handy, which is 313-585-9023. Both Erin Keem and Kathleen particular are very, very active in our Metro Detroit Irish community, so you're at most of the events where people can just purchase them when they see you, or certainly send us a message and we'll make sure that you get contacted, or we can get tickets to them. But Kathleen, you have another event that's coming up that you're going to be here coming up this next Saturday, and what is that?
Saturday, yes. We have the Children's Easter Party. We're so excited. The Easter Bunny's going to be hopping in to visit us. Right now we have 15 children. We welcome more. I just need to have a heads up. If someone wants to join us, please call the Gaelic League today and let them know. And also, if you wanted to let me know, you can call me again by my phone number, 586-254-3541. We have a great time. We decorate cookies, color eggs, have crafts. Then I have a few games up my sleeve that should provide a lot of fun. The ages that we're looking at is, we have one that's as young as 5 months old and to 10 years old. So it should be a really good time.
It will be a good time. It always has been, always will be. And we appreciate you heading that one up too. So people that are members that have children or grandchildren, nieces or nephews that are 10 and younger, please make sure that you contact by Wednesday, right? The 6th, April 6th, you're wanting to know, take the last reservations for party goers. Yes, Kathleen?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
You know why? I understand why you're not hearing me, because I was covering up where you should have been able to hear. But your reservations for the party is this coming Wednesday, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right-o, Daddy-o.
All right, very good. Well,
thank you for letting me be on the radio. I've been listening to it on the way over, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for everything you do for the Detroit Irish.
Oh, we're happy to be a part of that group. So,
okay.
All right, take care. God bless you, and safe travels.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Right, bye-bye. And with that, we are going to say La Brahana to those celebrating birthdays, including tomorrow, Janet Anderson, Ashley Crowley, and Dick Lemke celebrate their birthday. On Tuesday, the president of the Gaelic League, Kathleen Finley, celebrates her birthday along with Rachel Schmidt. Wednesday, Kathy Tad celebrates her birthday. Thursday, Alan Bennick, Maria Catalfio, Cindy Martin, and Margaret Sills. And Saturday, John Crowley and Julie Sullivan. So a very happy birthday to you. And I want to also wish happy anniversaries. This next couple's songs are for anniversary couples as well. On last Sunday, I missed Dr. Brian and Tanya McParland's first anniversary. So sorry, Brian. A wonderful step dancer in the Irish community. Celebrating his first anniversary with his wife Tanya last Sunday. And coming up on Wednesday, we have Joseph and Shannon Berry celebrating 4 years. We'll go off and listen to another Dee Dannon selection, this time with Tommy Fleming, The Irish Girl, and then followed up with Andy Cooney, the wonderful song of a wonderful couple who create a nice family with the song, The Voyage.
What will he do now that he's a man? He should be settling down. If only he'd marry a local girl and stay right here in town. Now he's living the artist's life, and he's taken the poet's road, and he's fallen deep in love with his Irish girl. He's captured his heart and soul. What will they do when they are wed? For a poet's page is poor, sleeping at night on a borrowed bed and traipsing from door to door. I don't know, but it troubles me so. But they've gone and taken their vows, and he has married his Irish girl, so they'll have to manage somehow. What will they do when the children come, as the children surely will? How will she cope when he drinks till he's numb, to forget his debts and bills? She's not much more than a girl herself, now a lover, mother and nurse. Oh, but he's married his Irish girl, for better or for worse. For a handsome man she would be a gift, but for him she is a prize. With her high complexion and her long blonde hair and her blue and lonely eyes, now they wake in each other's arms, and she is the poet's wife. And though he may wander from his Irish girl, he will love her all his life. And though he may wander from his Irish girl, he will love her all his life.
I am a sailor, you're my first mate. We signed on together and coupled our fates. Hold up our anchor, determined not to fail, for the heart's treasure together set sail. No maps to guide us, we steered our own course, rode out the storms when the winds were gale force. Sat out the doldrums in patience and hope, working together we learned how to cope. Life is an ocean, love is a boat, in troubled waters keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, it was just me and you. Now gathered round us, we have our own crew. Together here in this relationship, we built it with care to last the whole trip. True destination unmarked on any charts. We're navigating for the shores of the heart. Life is an ocean, love is a boat. In troubled waters it keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, it was just me and you. Now gathered round us, we have our own crew. Now gathered round us, we have our own crew. We have our own crew. We have our own crew. We have our own
crew. Yes, started it out as a couple in love, and now they have their own crew, a wonderful family for all of you out there listening that fit that bill. Very lucky, fortunate, and I know it's a lot of work, but certainly a blessing as well. Received a notice about a lecture that's available in both person or by Zoom, and that's happening tomorrow out in Ann Arbor at the U of M library. It makes mention that this lecture is with the Donia Human Rights Center lecture, co-sponsored by the U of M program in International and Comparative Studies. It's about Derry's Bloody Sunday, which happened 50 years ago. The speaker is Paul Doherty. He's a founding member of the Bloody Sunday Justice Campaign and was instrumental in setting up the Bloody Sunday Inquiry in 1998. Paul is the owner and operator of Bogside History Tours in Derry, where he shares a personal, in-depth account of the history of the city, the Bloody Sunday Massacre, and first-hand knowledge of the ongoing campaign for justice on a daily basis. Actually, his father, Patrick, was killed that day, and so this talk is very relevant and personal to him. The commentator is John 𝐃𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐤𝐢, an associate professor of public policy and director of the Ford School International Policy Center and Weiser Diplomacy Center. His research focuses on international law and politics in the global South. So this event is happening both at Weiser Hall, room 1010, tomorrow from 4:15 to 6 p.m. Or you can also go to the, just Google Donna, D-O-N-I-A, Human Rights Center lecture or U of M program and events, and it will bring up the Derry's it's titled Derry's Bloody Sunday at 50, Beyond the Silence. I thought that might be of some interest to some people, those that can get out there to hear the lecture in person, or also if you're going to do the Zoom, then you need to RSVP so you can have that link. Another event that's happening where everyone's welcome in person or via Zoom link is the U of D Mercy College is having a live poetry reading at 7 p.m. at the McNichols Campus Library on Wednesday, April 6th, with Cal Freeman's new poetry collection titled Poolside at the Dearborn Inn. It's in honor of Detroit Mercy's late professor, John C. Freeman, and it's the inaugural John C. Freeman Scholarship being presented by the Detroit Mercy English Department. Once again, this is free, it's open to the public, and it's also available on live stream. So keep that in mind. And for those of you that are on our prayer list, or those that are not venturing out just yet, this might be another event that you can take part in via the internet. So let's say 𝐈𝐫𝐢𝐿𝐴 to those that are in need of prayers at this time, including Bob Anderson, Sylvia Renee Aurora, Laura Bond, Judy and Tom Bruning, Bill Carney, John Couture, Kitty Durbin, Brian Dunleavy, Bruce Farrell, John Finnerty, Bridie Flynn, Ed Foley, Chris Furton, Mary Gold, Dave and Aaron Keem, Howard Kelly, Nancy Kelly, Ann Kerwin, Gary Lane, Kathleen LaFleur, Kevin Lussick, Rick McMurray, Richard McNichols, Bridget Murray, Tom O'Halloran, Gertie O'Kennedy, Father Dan O'Sullivan, Joe Parsky, Marianne Quinn, Teresa Roddy, Marilyn Soloka, Chris Scanlon, Mary Sheehy, Sarah Turner, Lexon Williams, Joan Wisely, and your family members and friends that may be in need of prayers at this time as well. And of course, let's not forget the caregivers, the doctors, the nurses, the hospital staff, and our own family members that are helping to make our loved ones well. We're going to now hear from Cal Freeman, the poet, or John Freeman, the singer, songwriter, entertainer with the group The Codgers, with a song that he wrote and sings called Sarah. And then we'll follow it with Bagatelle with Love is the Reason. For everyone, we need more love.
If I ever had to leave here, I don't know where I would go. Might stay with my crazy brother, way down river in the snow. But I don't wanna think about that, because I like it where I am. Our Sundays of wine and music, some Coltrane and some Townes Van Zandt. 'Cause you came into my life, and girl, you saved me. You came into my life, and girl, you saved me. So I want you to take this watch. I bought it brand new for your wrist. It is true and it is faithful, and it'll keep the time we live. 'Cause you came into my life, and girl, you saved me. You came into my life, and girl, you saved me. Remember that bar by the river? The years ago we used to own. All the sailors would stop in there, after their long journeys home. I never had the heart to charge them, me being who I am. But I don't care about that old place, as long as I still have your hand. 'Cause you came into my life, and girl, you saved me. You came into my life, and girl, you saved me.
Love is the reason that I feel the way I do. Can't help this feeling that I feel when I'm with you. Just like a storm when I'm alone, my heart is happy too. Nowhere to go, feeling so low, 'cause I wanna be with you. And life without you would be nothing, like a song without a tune. And life without you would be empty, just like the night without a moon. Love is the season that blossoms in my heart, and love is the reason that I'm lost when we're apart. Oh yeah. When I'm with you, I know what to do, and I don't feel any doubt in my heart, here in my heart. It's something to do with the way that I love you, and it's always been that way from the start, right from the start. Oh yeah, life without you would be nothing, just like a song without a tune. Life without you would be empty, just like the night without a moon. Love is the season that blossoms in my heart, and love is the reason that I'm lost when we're apart. Love is the reason that I feel the way I do. I just can't help this feeling that I feel when I'm with you. Love is the reason. Love is the reason. Love is the reason. Love is the reason I feel the way I do. Love is the reason. 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 That I feel the way I do.
All right. So you can tell how Cal Freeman, the poet, does such a nice job with the songwriting as well, as do many of these singer-songwriters. You have that creative and gift of the language to make the songs be so appealing, as we heard from Pete St. John's last week, that it's all magical. Just get the words together and everything else comes together. What else is magical is the gift of being able to play Irish music. And you have this opportunity once a month here at the Gaelic League on Tuesday nights to be able to play traditional Irish music in a session. The Detroit Irish Music Association meet out in Ann Arbor every Thursday. But we're lucky to have them come down to the Gaelic League the first Tuesday of the month, which means it's happening this coming Tuesday, April 5th. It starts at 6:30, it goes till about 9, starts with an open class in repertoire and style. And then they do a slow session starting at 7 o'clock to 7:30, and then an open session for all to be a part of it from 7:30 to 9. It's free for Detroit Irish Musician Association members, $5 suggested donation for non-members. If you want to find out more and where they're located in Ann Arbor, you can check out their website, DetroitIrishMusic.org. And the DIMA, as we call them, are also part of the Gaelic League Cultural Consortium, which the Gaelic League, it's the branch of or an arm of the Gaelic League's culture group. There's about 13 different groups, including the Detroit Irish Radio, and also Cal Freeman with the Poetry Night. We also have the Ardon Academy of Irish Dance and Kitty's Ceilidh, the Ann McCullum set dancers, of course the GA Sports with both the Detroit Harps and the Detroit Wolftones that Pork Egan spoke about earlier. Also have the Irish Genealogical Society of Michigan, the Irish Cultural Forum, the Irish Language Circle, and the House Party, which is a group of musicians that stay connected through the pandemic. They've had to do it via the internet because the lead, Lynn Reed, is in Windsor. But you'll be hearing more, hopefully, about different events that the Culture Consortium is putting on, and hope that you can be supportive of these various groups that are trying to keep the Irish culture alive. I do want to take a moment, though, to extend condolences to a number of families. We have learned of a few different deaths in this past week, and some of them we know very well and personal, and all the families certainly miss their loved ones, and as do many of their friends and members of this Irish community. I'm going to start with Icy Marie Frady Alley. Many of us have known Icy for years. In fact, she formed a group. She had been playing on and off different places since probably the 80s. But in 1993, she formed the group Inishkol. And she is going to be missed by not only her family, but the members of that group, which is Marilyn Hodling and Thomas Dooley. Icy died on March 28th, beloved wife of Gary Alley, and cherished sister of Vero Frady, Brian Frady, and Tricia England. She was also the aunt of 16 nieces and nephews and 17 great nieces and nephews. Very, very well loved. A fun mom to Lucy the cat. Icy was part of various groups throughout the years, including Irish Northern Aid, the Gaelic League Irish American Club. She belonged to the Ladies' Ancient Order of Hibernians. She was a part of the Cultus Culteri, Aaron. I believe that's where Icy and Marilyn and Tom Dooley became involved and got together as a group. Many of us have seen her over the years at the various functions, at the various festivals. St. Pat's Irish Festival, which, by the way, is coming up May 1st, was one of the events that she made a regular, as well as the parade fundraiser. This year she played, as she always has, down at Most Holy Trinity and for the parade Sunday. So we are all going to miss Icy. There is a funeral service coming up this Friday from 1 to 4 p.m. She'll be waked at Kernan Funeral Home, which is located at 1020 Fort Street in Lincoln Park. It's between Outer Drive and Southfield in Lincoln Park. And then there will be a service at 4 p.m. right there at the funeral home. So once again, we want to extend condolences, especially to Gary. Gary and Icy were quite the couple. Showed their love every day, every way, wherever they were, as he was always helping her with her sound equipment and musical instruments, and very dedicated to each other. The next person I want to make mention of is James, or is well known as Jim McParland of Allen Park, passed away also on March 28th at the age of 85. Beloved husband of Patricia for 64 years. Loving father of Sherry, Linda, and Kathy. And he was predeceased in death by his parents and his brothers, Frank and Jack, and his sister Kathleen. He is survived by a brother, Gerald, and a grandfather of 6, and great-grandfather of 2. There was visitation on Friday in Allen Park, and a funeral mass was yesterday at Our Lady of the Angels Catholic Church. They do say that donations can be made to the Diabetes Research Institute Foundation, and he was waked at the Varan Funeral Home in Allen Park, the Allen Park Chapel, if you want to go back and read his obituary. And the last one I learned about is sad to report the death of Margaret E. Lynch. She died on March 27th in Lansing. And most of her career was at Michigan State University in chemistry, criminal justice, and the economic departments. Predeceased by her parents and her brother Michael and a nephew Oliver, but she is survived by her sister Maureen and her brothers Jack and Bill Lynch. Of course, Margaret E. Lynch was a loving sister and aunt to many. Many of us know her brother Bill the best, and that is fondly known as the extra large leprechaun. He is the one that has the website MIIrish, MichiganIrish.com, where at that site you can find anything and everything that's happening in Michigan in regards to the Irish. But Margaret, the celebration of her life will be taking place at a later date. You can go to the Palmer, Bush, and Jensen Funeral Home in Lansing to read more about her as well. So once again, I want to extend condolences to Icy Frady. We knew her as Frady for so many years, but Icy Marie Frady Alley, Jim McParland, and Margaret E. Lynch, family, friends, and members of the Irish community that knew and loved them so well. We were going to hear a song from the group Inishkol that Icy Frady was a part of since 1993, almost 30 years. And you could find them at so many different functions, always there is a wonderful trio. Bruce and I had the pleasure of enjoying their music at the Macarbo parties where we did live broadcasts for many years. And so we know Icy personally and feel her loss with everyone else that's feeling that as well. She was just a joy to be around. Suffered from health issues, but didn't let that slow her down. The song selected is Eileen Aroon. This is about a young woman that her parents have selected who she will marry, but she was in love with someone else. So he disguised himself at this event and mingled with wedding guests, and he was in Harper. He sang a love song to Eileen, and she recognized him, and off they went together. How romantic. And then we'll follow up with Susan McCann and Sean O'Dowd with I Will Always Love You. Our loved ones may be deceased, but they're never forgotten, always remembered, and always loved. We'll listen to those selections now.
도슐은 페니카니야 에블린 어루 도슐은 페니카니야 에블린 어루 도슐은 페니카니야 샤스코칠 아루야 Marshugomian Iglaunas Evelyn Aru I know a valley fair Eileen Aru I know cottage there, Eileen Aru. Far in that valley shade, I know a tender maid, flower of the hazel glade, Eileen Aru.
A song so sweet, Eileen Aroon. In a dance so fleet, Eileen Aroon. Dear are her charms to me, dear are her laughter free. Dearest her constancy, Eileen Aroon. Were she no longer true, Eileen Aroon? What would her lover do, Eileen Aroon? Fly with a broken chain far o'er the sounding main, never to love again, Youth will in time decay, Eileen Aroon. Beauty must fade away, Eileen Aroon. Castles are sacked in war, chieftains are scattered far. Truth is a fixed star, Eileen Aroon.
Doshulin feni kaniyat, Evelyn Aroon. Doshulin feni kaniyat, Evelyn Aroon. Doshulin feni kaniyat, Shasko cheer aluyat. Marshugomian iglaunas, Evelyn Aroon. Eileen Aroon.
Roses will always be red, violets will always be blue. The sun will shine down, the world will turn round, and I will always love you.
The grass will forever be green, the sky will forever be blue. The rivers set free will run to the sea, and I will forever love you.
As sure as the night brings the moon, as sure as the dawn brings the dew, as sure as our love was sent from above, I will always love you.
As sure as the night brings the moon,
As
sure as the dawn brings the dew,
as
sure as our love
was sent
sent from above,
I will always love you. As sure as the night brings the moon, as sure as the dawn brings the dew, as sure as our love was sent from above, I will always love you.
yes, I will always love you.
I will always love you.
Once again, we're remembering the three that we're aware of that have died this week that have left impact on the lives of our listeners and families, including Icy Marie Frady Alley, Jim McParlin, and Margaret Lynch. The one that is having a funeral this week is Icy Marie on Friday, April 8th. There's viewing from 1 to 4. And service is at 4 at the funeral home. It's Kearnan Kearnan Funeral Home, located at 1020 Fort Street in Lincoln Park. And Bruce and I were just here talking about Icy Marie and the impact that she has made on the community for many, many years. I mentioned some of the organizations that she belonged to. She was instrumental in helping with the McBride principles, She was part of the Irish American Unity Conference, the Irish Canadian Cultural Club, the Downriver Irish American Club. And speaking about the Irish language, she also took the Irish language to the point where she earned a scholarship from the Justice for Ireland Committee in 1988 to continue her studies in the Irish Gaelic language in Donegal, Ireland in 1989. So very well involved in Detroit's metro Irish community. She taught lessons in Boran and tin whistle and traditional Irish singing, and the harmony between Tom and Icy and Marilyn was just amazing. So she definitely is going to be missed with that group. Another fine musician in the Irish community that has lost their life recently. I want to take a moment and thank the many memorial sponsors that remembering these loved ones and also contributing to this radio program, including Evelyn Carney, who remembering her husband Bill Carney, but also Icy Frady Alley, as they became very good friends over the years. To Gail McKnight, thank you for your recent donation, remembering her husband Richard. To Peggy Walsh, remembering the late John Early, good friend. To those that remember Madge Stockdale with donation, including Gertie and Mauro Kennedy, Jack and Irene Cahill, Dawn Mantella, Peter and Renee Yake, Patrick and Ann O'Hara, and Barbara Sullivan, and for those that remembered Jim Butler, including Pat and Ann O'Hara, Barb Sullivan, who also is remembering her husband, Mike Westside Red Sullivan, Mike Gibbons, remembering Jim Butler as he celebrated his 99th birthday, and also now remembering him since he has died. But we also want to send out our love to Mike Gibbons and remembering his wife, Joanne Gibbons, who died recently. Jim Butler was also being remembered by Barbara Hauser, Smead Sunsteel, Sheila Richardson, Maureen Gary, and Paul Jensen. Kathleen Griffin, remembering her husband Bob. Mary Ryan, remembering the Rice and Ryan families. Peter and John Irwin, remembering their parents, Dan and Mary, as well as the Hughes and Irwin families. Teresa Rodring, remembering her husband Peter. Kelly Ann Page, remembering her husband Colin Page, as well as her parents Jerry and Phyllis Murphy, and her in-laws Bob and Mairead Page. The Patrick Curran family, remembering their parents, Patrick and Mary. Michael Aidan Goddard, remembering his friend Jim Dewan. Gertie and Mauro Kennedy, also remembering the O'Kennedy, Mungie, and Kennedy families. Cindy Lloyd, remembering her mother, Betty Ryan. Ann Purcell and her daughters, Aileen and Patricia Purcell Morton, and son-in-law Paul, remembering Ann's husband, Al, and Aileen's and Patricia's dad, Al. Tom and Joan O'Hale, remembering Father Michael Cooney. Melva Prentice, remembering her husband, Colum Scotty Prentice. The Fraternal Order of United Irishmen, remembering the deceased FUI members. Kitty Heinsman, remembering her husband, John. John and Mary Bongiorno, remembering the Bongiorno and Dean families. Loved ones, Dan and Kathleen Partica, remembering her parents, Tom and Patricia Quinn, and her brother Michael and his wife Rose. The Moriarty family, remembering their parents, John and Kathleen, as well as the deceased Moriarty family members. And to the Dewan family, remembering their parents, Frank and Kathleen Dewan, and siblings, Jim, Mary, and Frank, and their niece, Becca. All of these people have generously donated to this program over the years and remembering loved ones in doing so. And we really appreciate given the opportunity to remember them, to make mention of them. And as we say, we remember them. So with that, how about we go into a couple more songs, this with Chieftains. Chieftains are a great group that not only are wonderful on their own, but they always drew in other different musicians, and it didn't matter if it was the same type of music they were playing. They just somehow were magical in making all these different entertainers sound great with each other. This one that I'm selecting is one with Van Morrison and the Chieftains. Van Morrison is coming to the Detroit area in May. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, there may be still time. Coming to the Fox, I believe. The song is Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? If you have that opportunity to tell that to someone you haven't told to lately, please do. And if you have, it doesn't hurt to say it again. Everyone loves to hear that they're loved, and vice versa. It's nice to be able to tell people you love them back. And then the second song by the Chieftains is with the Chorus, with I Know My Love. We'll hear those selections now.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one above you? And you fill my heart with gladness, take away my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. All the morning sun and all its glory, we said, babe, with hope and comfort too. And you fill my life with laughter, oh, you can make it better. Ease my troubles, that's what you do. That the love is divine, and it shows in its mind, and it shines like the sun. At the end of the day, we shall give thanks and praise to the one. Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one above you? Fill my heart with gladness, take away my sadness, ease my troubles, that's what you do. All right. But the love that's divine, and it's yours and it's mine, yeah, they shine like the sun. At the end of the day, we shall give thanks and praise to the one, say, have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there is no one above you? No, you fill my heart with gladness and you take away all my sadness and you You ease my trouble, that's what you do. Oh, you fill my heart with gladness and take away my sadness and ease my trouble, that's what you do. Oh, you fill my heart with gladness and you take away my sadness and you ease my troubles, that's what you
One, two, three, four, five, six. I know my love by his way of walking, and I know my love by his way of talking, and I know my love dressed in a suit of blue. And if my love leaves me, what will I do? And still she cried, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure can know no rest. And still she cried, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? There is a dance house in Merodach, and there my true love goes every night. He takes a strange girl upon his knee. Well, now don't you think that that vexes me? And still she cried, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure can know no rest. And still she cried, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? Wash and bathe. If my love knew I can sew and spin, I'd make a coat of the finest kind. But the want of money sure leaves me behind. And still she cried, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure can know no rest. And still she cried, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? I know my love is an errant rover, I know he'll wander the wild world over. In dear old Ireland he'll no longer tarry, an American girl he's sure to marry. And still she cried, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure can know no rest. And still she cried, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? And still she cried, I love him the best, and a troubled mind sure can know no rest. And still she cried, bonny boys are few, and if my love leaves me, what will I do? What will I do?
What will I do? We just learned about another death. Actually, this person, Dave Watson, died on March 2nd, I believe. But there is a memorial today out at Freddy's Bar and Grill, located at 40,000 Garfield Road in Clinton Township. Dave Watson was the nephew of Sister Mary Watson from St. Patrick's Senior Center, or the late Sister Mary. And Dave Watson apparently was very actively involved in the Detroit Blues Society. So I want to thank Eric Cole and Pam for sharing that information with us. There is a mission of $5, I believe, and that's all going to go towards Dave Watson's family. There is a flyer posted on Carl Henry's Facebook. I just learned about it today, or we would have gotten that news out to you sooner. But certainly remember the Watson family in your thoughts and prayers as well on the death of Dave Watson. For those that are musicians, there's a lineup of entertainers, pretty much from the Detroit Blues Society's group, but they welcome a jam session after the scheduled entertainment. And once again, that's going from 1 to 11 p.m. tonight at Freddy's Bar and Grill, located at 40,000 Garfield Road in Clinton Township. So once we'll add him to our list of people to be remembered at this time. Let's see, we've got lots of news to share and running out of time here. I do have a whole list of things here. Just a reminder that 𝐃𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐤𝐢 has their classes out at the AOH Hall on Tuesday nights, and on Friday nights they're here. Starts at 8:30 because of the fish dinners, though, and moved it back a half hour. Yes, the Gaelic League has a few more dinners for Lent, and their Friday fish dinners are just during the Lenten season, so we've got a couple left. All dinners include the coleslaw, roll, French fries, as well as the fish. It's hand-battered pollock, $12 per dinner, and chicken tender dinners are available for $8. There's also child portions available. And out at the AOH Hall, they also have a wonderful fish. It's their Friday fish dinners that they carry on throughout the year. Their kitchen opens at 5, and the dinner runs from, doors open at 4:30 maybe? I don't have that right in front of me. But their meals are also all you can eat, $12, entertainment during the meal. And this week it's the group, I believe, Ironwood, being sponsored by Bob and Judy Fowler. So make a point of taking in one of these meals and helping to support one of our Irish clubs, one of the two that own their own building or are working towards owning a building. Once again, if you're interested in step dancing or Ceilidh dancing, you can reach the Ardán Academy of Irish Dance. They have a website, ardánacademy.com, or you can give them a call at 734-762-0997. So talking about those different groups, let's give a big shout out and thank you to the organizations that also have been very supportive of Detroit Irish Radio, including the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick, Motor City Irish Fest, Porrick Egan and Emerald Plumbing, Knights of Equity Court 6 and Daughters of Erin, Fraternal Order of United Irishmen, Gaelic League Irish American Club, which we are making our base from Cave Radio Broadcasting here every Sunday from 1 to 3. The Ancient Order of Hibernian Stephen Walsh and Blessed Solanus Casey divisions, the Ardán Academy of Irish Dance and Kitty's Ceilidh, Ladies Ancient Order of Hibernian Elizabeth Fagan, Catherine McCauley, Ethel Kennedy and Rose Kennedy divisions, Kevin and Shelley Murphy and Murphy's Restaurant in Redford, Brian Dunleavy and Dunleavy's Irish Pub in Allen Park, Stephen Maloney and Maloney Tile and Marble, Father Brendan McCarrick and Irish Palatine Fathers, John G. Irwin and EXP Realty, and Mike Kelly and Environmental Maintenance Engineers Incorporated. We appreciate all of your support. Next up, we're going to hear, this is from our good friend Justin Manning in Galway, who tunes in and sent me this album of Dave Larkin singing Piercy French songs, and a big shout out to his friends Jane and Tony in Windsor. But we're going to pick the selection today, Little Bridget Flynn, and then followed up with Altan's Pretty Peg. Enjoy.
I've a nice little house and a cow or two of grass. I've a planted garden running to me door. I've a shelter for me hens and a stable for me ass. And for what could a man want more? Maybe so, I don't know. For a bachelor is easy and he's free. I've a lot to look after and I'm living all alone, but there's no one looking after me. Now, me father often said that I should go and have a try for to get a girl who owns a bit of land. And I know by how he said it and the look that's in his eye that me mother has the whole thing planned. Maybe so, I don't know, but sure to modify them greatly to agree. And 'tis little Bridget Flynn, and 'tis her I want to win, but she doesn't have an eye to me. Maybe so, I don't know, but sure to modify them greatly to agree. And 'tis little Bridget Flynn, and 'tis her I want to win, but she doesn't have an eye to me. Now there's a girl that I know, and she's worth her weight in gold, and sure that's the days and dowry, don't you see? And I think I'll go and ask her if I ever grow so bold, if she'll come and have an eye to me. I don't know, will she go, but I'd like to have her sitting on me knee, and I'd sing like a thrush on a hawthorn bush, if she come and have an eye to me. I don't know, will she go, but I'd like to have her sitting on me knee, and I'd sing like a thrush on a hawthorn bush, if she'd come and have an eye to
don't know how many are out there dancing up a storm or practicing their steps for the festas that are coming up. I know my little niece that's a dancer at Michigan State University, the college Irish step dancing competitions. They went off to Dayton, Ohio, I believe it was, this weekend. So every now and then we'll make sure you get another chance to stretch your legs and do a few of those steps. Just if I don't get through all the information that you'd like to hear, just keep in mind that the Gaelic League Irish American Club has a website, 𝐿ic.Detroit.org, and there's at the top it says Irish links. If you click it on, it's most of the different Irish organizations. I know some of them need to be updated, but the one for the AOH is DetroitAOH.org. That one seems to be working fine. You can also check out the different things that are happening at the Gaelic League at that website, and the announcements for those that contribute to this program, as well as birthdays, anniversaries, and those that are sick.
The MIIrish.
Are on that what?
The MIIrish.com.
Oh, yeah, yes, and the MIIrish.com website is another good one to be going to as well. That has not only Detroit Metro, but Michigan, everything that's happening in the state, which is wonderful. I want to thank our individuals, Brian and Pam Dunleavy, Kathleen Gallagher, Evelyn Carney, Peggy Walsh, Heather Lemus, Brian Maher, Donald and Marcia Detter, Richard McGee, Jim and Bev Murphy, Michael Goddard, Bruce Smith, Kitty Heinzman, Mary Ryan, Paul and Agnes Gowdy, Peter and Maura Dewan and family, Peggy Gray, Michael and Eileen Berry family, Teresa Roddy, Aaron and Dave Keene, John Bentley, Kathy Baker, John and Mary Bongiorno, Dan and Kathleen Partika, Barbara Sullivan, Michael Klein, Aileen Daniel, Bill and Marianne Knight, Gertie and Mauro Kennedy, Nora Martin, Doris McCarville, Bridget McCarville, Bob and Peggy Berger, Patrick Callagher, Karen Kelly, Patrick and Ann O'Hare, Sylvia Donahue, Nancy Kelly, Bob and Mary Beth Munt, and John and Kathleen Trainer, and those that would like to remain anonymous. Appreciate all of your support. Coming up later this week, at the AOH, they're having their first dueling banjos night. So check out to find out more about the dueling banjos. And then on April 20th, the Bryan Brothers will be in concert at the AOH Hall. And April 30th, Ironwind is having their CD release party. All that's happening at the AOH. Gaelic League has plenty of events coming up throughout April as well. This coming Saturday, Mike Ward is the entertainer from 8 to 10. Earlier in the day is the kids' Easter party from noon till 2. And then the following week, on the 21st, is that Aaron August or Bread and Butter. It starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are available for $20. And the UIS meeting has been canceled that night, so that's good news for those that would like to be a part of that. With that, who do we have time? Oh, before we do, a little reminder. I mentioned last week that April 1st was the deadline for the United Irish Society's Jim Dewan Memorial Scholarship Program for those that would submit an application. That has been extended until April 15th. So you still have 2 weeks. Don't put off for 2 weeks. So to get that application, you need to go to their website, which is Jim Dewan, DEWAN, scholarship.com. On that website, you can also find out information on how you can be a sponsor for this scholarship program, or how you can purchase tickets for their May 15th luncheon, which will be here at the Gaelic League to support this program. And they also plan to have an ad book. So I guess that website is pretty important for lots of different reasons, whether you're wanting an application for a scholarship chance to have a scholarship through this, or want to just help support it. Go to jimdewanscholarship.com. With that, let's go into a couple more songs here. Only One Girl. We've seen lots of things about Saw Doctors of late on Facebook. This is a Saw Doctors song, and then followed up with Finbar Fury and the Fury Brothers, I Will Love You.
I've been around the world, I've traveled many seas, I've seen a lot of pretty girls. There is only one girl for me, only one girl for, only one girl for, only one girl for me, only one girl for, only one girl for, only one girl for me. The man that I would be, the man that you would hear. I only wish that you could see the power I have when she is near. Only one girl for, only one girl for, only one girl for me. Only one girl for, only one girl for, only one girl for me. You can call it infatuation, you can call it an act of faith, you can say that I'm only having you on, but there is one thing I have to say. There's only one girl for, only one girl for, only one girl for me. There's only one girl for, only one girl for, only one girl for me.
Every time I hear a sweet bird singing, I think of you and I, my love, think of you and I. And when I hear the evening bells ringing, I hang my head and cry, my love, hang my head and cry. I will love you, I will love you when we are gone. I will love you, I will love you when we are gone. Every time I hear your soft voice humming. My heart jumps in my breast, my love, my heart jumps in my breast. And until I hear your footsteps coming, my heart can know no rest, my love, my heart can know no rest. I will love you, I will love you when we are gone. I will love you, will love you when we are gone. I will love you when we are gone.
As it is, we usually have more news and music than we do have time. Just a little reminder, you can find things on the website as well, but keep in mind the brunch, the Easter brunch, is April 16th. Wonderful, wonderful brunches here at the Gaelic League on Saturdays from about noon or 12:30 to 3. Price is $20, but keep that in mind. And also, Father Brendan is having an event at the end of the month downriver. And just a little reminder to those of you that like to make raffle baskets, he would appreciate some baskets. That's a little plug for April 29th down in Wyandotte. And once again, a little reminder about the link to Derry's Bloody Sunday at 50 Beyond the Silence. That's happening tomorrow from 4:15 to 6 p.m. On U of M campus at Third Library, but you can also view it online if you do the reservation. And also, the same goes for the poetry reading by Cal Freeman, our good friend, poolsides at the Dearborn Inn in honor of his late father, John C. Freeman, and the inaugural John C. Freeman Scholarship being presented by the Detroit Mercy English Department. This is also free and open to the public on the McNichols Campus Library or live stream. So check that out as well. We'll make sure there's a link to the Zoom part of it on our Facebook page. Also, the session's happening this coming Tuesday here, starts at 6:30 till about 9. You are listening to ckvradio.com. We appreciate you tuning in, and I think we're going to go out with just a little bit of music from another wonderful local group that's part of this sessions and part of the cultist cult area, Aaron. It's Allison Perkins and her husband Nicholas Brown, the girl with the laughing eyes and their erstwhile lover. Thank you for tuning in to Detroit Irish Radio with Bruce Smith myself, Kathleen O'Neill, and our call-ins from Port Egan and Kathleen Partica, we welcome you to come down. Thanks to Eric and Pam for the information, too, about Dave Watson's memorial this afternoon out in Clinton Township, and Icy Frady's funeral on Friday. God bless.